I have a little dilemma with my Allis Chalmers 8030. And I'm hoping it's as simple as a filter that nobody ever touches. What's probably not known about this whole situation, this light right here will illuminate whenever trans oil filter is plugged up. And this is a power shift model, so it might be a little different on the power directors. My understanding was that the only trans filter was that one right there, and on the underside of the tractor, on the passenger side, on the rear end. However, due to my latest research, it turns out that that's wrong. And while the one at the back is a transmission filter, there is still another one yet. So right here is our PTO pump, or sorry, not our PTO, our hydraulic pump. And directly behind it, there's a box that this goes into, and I'm blocking it when I touch it, but these 6 or 8 bolts right here, there's a plate and there's a filter right behind that plate. We're going to take that off, but before we do that, there's a drain plug right here. And this drain plug is going to let out roughly about 12-ish gallons of hydraulic oil that is obviously for the transmission only. So we got to make sure that we have enough buckets to hold it. So I have 4 or 5 gallon buckets down here just to make sure I've got enough. Also, if you're wondering, this bolt right here is just over a 1 1/4 on the crescent wrench. So I'd say it's probably a 1 1/4 or it's a 1 5/16 bolt. I had to go get a cheater bar because I couldn't get it by hand. Pretty sure we got it. Yep. Now my plan here is that once this one gets high enough, I'm going to simply push that bucket backwards and move this one in. And I'm sure I'm going to spill some along the way. Don't you worry about that. All right, so that's different than what I was expecting. As you can see, I only got about probably 6 or 8 gallons out of there. I'm sure we'll get some more when we take this out. So. Oh, perfect. That's a good guess. 9/16 for the bottom bolts that hold the plate on. Now I'm making this video because I had no idea that this other filter was even here, and I have a feeling that multiple others are going to be in the same boat, and not all of us have the manual to show us that. So some of us are kind of at the mercy of the internet. Oh, there we go. I don't expect there to be, 5 more gallons of fluid just in this bottom portion, but I honestly don't know. And since the internet said, expect to get about 12 gallons out, I'm gonna keep my other buckets ready just in case I need them. So inside of here is basically just a little casing. I believe that right there you see sticking out of the side is a temperature sensor for the trans fluid. This up here is just where the filter goes into and it sets in there. This is, again, where it pulls fluid to be able to pump it into the transmission. This filter is a metal filter. It's basically a screen, and I don't know how well you can see it. I've cleaned it up a lot already. I made the mistake of not hitting record, but I used a power oh, Sure Shot, sorry. Sure Shot can with some brake cleaner in it. And then I use the air compressor as well. I still have a little bit of cleaning left to do, but now you can see through it pretty easily, even with that little bit of light there behind me. I think you guys can tell. So I'm gonna clean a little bit more on this, and then I will, I'll show you I'll show you where it goes and what it looks like in there. I lied. We're gonna come back here. I'm gonna show you one more time now, because now I've got it nearly perfectly clean. I'll show you how I did it. All right, so this end of this wand actually fit in here just like so, and all I did was put it in there and then just continued to blow like this. So you're blowing stuff out and not into the filter. Ideally, that's how you should clean every filter, but sometimes it's not necessarily feasible depending on how big the opening is and how big the wand is that you're using. That's much better. Now I can see through it without even looking at light. Much, much better. So let's get this put back together. It looks pretty clean in there. You know, this wasn't terrible, but before, like right now, you guys can even see through it on the camera. I could not see through it at all before. So I'm sure that was a big chunk of our problem. And I hope it was anyway. All we're gonna do at this point, take this filter, put it right back in, and then we're gonna put this bottom plate on after we clean everything up down here. Oh yeah, it's set in there. Perfect, and holding it and all. I like it. Now this does appear to be the original cork gasket, so we're gonna do some scraping to get this ready. We're gonna clean our plate up on the bench grinder. That'll be easier. Not the bench grinder, sorry, the wire wheel of the bench grinder. Just gonna throw some black RTV on here around the whole thing. That was just enough too. Now we're gonna attempt to carry this over here and not drop it. Get under the tractor without getting anything on it. And get it up there with not messing it up. Get that, I think we're making progress. 2 started. The other should pretty well fall right into place. I don't believe this plate is directional. It looks symmetrical.